Let's be real, managing a digital workspace these days can feel like a high-wire act. You're trying to balance security, performance, and of course, cost, all while your users are literally everywhere. So in this explainer, we're going to break down how you can navigate all that complexity with a solution that's actually built for today. Let's dive in.
So this is the question, isn't it? The one that probably keeps a lot of IT leaders up at night. Your team is totally distributed, which is great, but is your infrastructure really agile enough to support them securely and efficiently, no matter where they are? It's a huge challenge to solve in the modern work environment.
And that question really gets us to the heart of the modern workplace challenge. It's not just about handing out laptops anymore. It's about trying to master this incredibly complex, interconnected ecosystem of tech, security rules, and user demands that just seem to grow every single day.
Okay, so the first piece of this puzzle is your users. They are completely scattered. Trying to deliver a consistent, high-performance, and secure experience to every single employee, whether they're at home, in a coffee shop, or in the office, is a massive logistical headache. Every new location adds a new set of variables for things like connectivity, latency, and security.
And then there's the environments themselves. You're probably trying to balance workloads that are on-prem, in your own data centers, with resources out in the public cloud. Getting those two very different worlds to talk to each other seamlessly for every user, well, that is a serious undertaking.
So, what happens when you mix all this complexity together? Well, you get two things: skyrocketing management costs as you try to wrangle it all, and a much bigger attack surface for security threats. It's an expensive and, frankly, a really risky balancing act.
So how do we solve this puzzle without making compromises? Well, let's take a look at a solution that was engineered from the ground up to tackle these challenges head-on.
And here it is, the Omnissa Horizon Cloud Service. At its core, it's a desktop-as-a-service, or DaaS, platform that's built to be modern and cloud-first. The whole idea is that it's designed from the ground up to deliver virtual desktops and apps for the way we all work today.
Okay, so you hear the term next generation a lot, but what does that actually mean here? What really sets this apart from the old way of doing BDI? Let's break down the key differences.
This slide really says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got traditional VDI, which meant a huge, expensive pile of hardware on-premise. Now, look to the right. Horizon Cloud uses what's called a thin-edge infrastructure to shrink that down dramatically. Scaling used to be a massive project. Now it's designed for agility, because it's cloud-first. And those days of managing different environments in their own little silos, they're gone, replaced by a single, unified control plane.
So what on earth is this thin-edge thing? Well, you can think of it like putting your data center on a diet. It radically reduces the amount of hardware and software you need to deploy and manage in your own environment. And a smaller footprint means less complexity, less overhead, and at the end of the day, lower costs.
And this really shows that cloud-first approach in action. The service is built to plug right into public cloud infrastructure, especially Microsoft Azure. This lets you manage and deploy everything right from the cloud, and that's what gives you all that amazing flexibility and scale.
Now, with a cool, modern, distributed setup like this, the big question becomes, how do you actually manage it all without pulling your hair out? Let's take a look at the control center.
This right here is the heart of the whole experience. It's called the Horizon Universal Console, and it gives you a true single pane of glass. It seriously doesn't matter if your virtual desktops are running in your own building or out in Azure. You see them and you manage them all from this one spot.
And inside this console, you've got some seriously powerful tools. You get a global view for total visibility. There's intelligent brokering that automatically connects users to the best resource for them. You've got advanced image management to make updates a breeze. And for security, this is huge. It supports modern stuff like the Unified Access Gateway for secure remote access and True Single Sign-On for seamless, secure logins.
So we've covered the architecture, we've covered the features, but what's the real-world impact? Let's get to the important part. What are the actual benefits for your organization?
The biggest payoff, hands down, is just radically simpler management. Having that one unified control plane for both on-prem and cloud gets rid of the nightmare of juggling different environments. That saves time, it reduces human error, and it frees up your IT team to work on things that actually move the business forward.
Second, you get a major security boost. By centralizing all that control and using modern, robust tools like TrueSSO, you create a much safer, more defensible environment for your entire workforce. It protects your critical data no matter where your users are connecting from.
And finally, of course, it's about the money.
That thin edge infrastructure we talked about, it minimizes the gear you have to buy and manage, which directly slashes your operational costs. It's just a leaner, smarter, more efficient way to deliver desktops and apps.
And all of this brings us to a final, really interesting question to think about. As technology like this keeps getting better, is the future of work becoming less about where you are physically and way more about the quality and security of your connection? And how is that shift going to redefine what it means to be a truly productive and secure company?